Oh, I hope the couple I invited comes. I really need some help. Um, I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it while they'll come on soon. But a couple months ago, I woke up and there was a note on my bedside table, and I was dressed in a weird outfit that included a tutu, which is very disconcerting to wake up to. And it said, due to unforeseen circumstances and a distant relation to Cupid, you are now the new Cupid. Well, there's a lot of reasons why I should not be Cupid. I'm not a baby. I don't look good in pink. I don't like all this girly pinky pink stuff. In fact, my earrings here, I might get in trouble but I want to point out there are hearts on them, because they're not like really big hearts and all. Anyway, and I'm just terrible at it, and this is where you guys come in. I know you thought you came to be entertained, but you actually are here to help me. If you would you help me? Okay, because you guys look like a very functional couple, and I appreciate that, because like I can't do it. I'm terrible at it. I don't know when people are flirting with me. I don't know how chemistry works. I don't, maybe people don't flirt with me, but that's beside the point. Anyway, can I ask you a few questions about what makes your relationship work and see if maybe that helps me?
Sure. That would be fine.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. So first, can I just ask, how did you meet?
We both got jobs at the same place, and we met at work.
Okay. And what kind of work did you do?
Oh, it was we're both college teachers, and we actually got our first jobs out of graduate school at the same place, and we met at the beginning of the school year.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you know that you were right for each other?
Well, that's a good question. I think we went to see what was the movie? The Quentin Tarantino
Pulp
movie.
Fiction.
We went to see Pulp Fiction together, and it let us say we both responded to it similarly.
Okay. Pulp Fiction. I kind of want to ask more details about that, but then at the same time, I want to know about relationships.
I'm sure that would be the best first date for everyone.
No,
but
no.
Yeah, I imagine maybe not.
One thing, I mean, if you laugh at the same things, that's a good clue.
Good clue.
Okay, if you laugh at the same things, at the same things. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I never would have thought of it, but gosh, you guys are already helping me so much.
Good.
So this is a question I like to ask because I think I am a little quirky. And I hope that, well, if I was good at my job, maybe more quirky people would be in a relationship. Anyway, we'll stop talking about that. It's just springtime, so it's getting really busy and stressful because everyone wants a spring fling, especially people that have gotten their COVID shots completed and all that. So what is one thing, and I want you both to answer this, but I don't know, I'm not going to tell you who answers first. What is one thing that your partner does that might be annoying in another person, but you find endearing in them?
I don't know.
Brett has these little sounds he makes sometimes unconsciously that are I would just somebody sitting next to them on the bus, I'd think, my God, I better move. But with Brett, I find them, I start to interpret them as we go along.
Can Brett, you don't consciously do it, so I don't know if we can recreate this, but Jean, can you make one of those noises and tell me what it means?
Something has startled him on his cell phone.
Oh, so okay, because I was I just thought that meant like, you know,
There's
something's
those two.
interesting.
It's different. It's very. He has a whole range of them.
Well, that is lovely. Brett, do you have an answer for that question?
I don't know if it's if annoying would be the word to go with it, but one point of connection between us is that we are both writers, and I could see, so I always actually feel pretty good when I see her just sort of completely zoned out in front of the computer, because I know that she's being creative and doing what she wants to do. Whereas if she were, I could see a partner who's not a writer just sort of, saying, well, why are you ignoring me?
Okay.
Why are you, let's, or maybe, in other words, and maybe that's more a question of sort of a shared activity and understanding. But notice how I'm artfully dodging the whole issue of anything she could possibly do that I would find annoying. Or that anybody would find annoying.
Of course.
Oh, is that one of the things that help make relationship work? If you just don't tell them what's bothering you?
Oh, no. I can't recommend that, although it's often worked for me. Well, as I say, I think the other side of that, I said I'm glad when to see her doing something creative, but it also means that both of us have periods during any given day when we're pretty oblivious to what the other person's doing, because we're doing our own thing, even if we're in the same house, or sometimes even if we're in the same room. And I think there's something to be said for that.
We have a very different schedule too, in that I am an early riser and I do most of my work early in the morning. And on the other side of that, he takes his time entering the day.
Okay.
And so I'm quite happy to be off on my own doing something else in the afternoons. And that's when he does a lot of his work. So
gotcha. Okay.
When I was in my late 20s, I had a job as a bartender, and I worked 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. And that exactly matched my own biorhythms. I couldn't possibly do that anymore, but there's still a little bit of that. In me, whereas I can't see her ever functioning on that kind of schedule.
Oh, yeah. There were years.
Well, you did because you had to.
I think maybe she has another question for us.
Oh, maybe I do. Your voice, the way you said that reminds me so much of one of our performers. So much. I'm going to say Eileen. It sounds like Eileen, and I love Eileen. Yeah. Okay. So my last question is, what's the best way to resolve a disagreement?
Say we need to talk about this and don't let the other person get away with not talking.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting it. So like, you don't want to call something annoying if it's not, but you do want to, if it's really an issue, you talk about it.
Or something that a disagreement, or something that is even not a disagreement, but something that may be an unpleasant thing that just has to be dealt with.
Okay. So like one of those conversations you don't want to have, but you know you have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I said.
Well, we just don't disagree about a lot of things.
Oh.
Remember the obliviousness, right?
Or if we,
I'm sorry, please go ahead.
We're both pretty outspoken. So we know each other's minds, and there are sometimes I guess there are just some places you just don't go after a while. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that sounds terrible.
Well, no, but and also the fact that I think that if we know what works for our relationship is because we came to our relationship with a good bit of experience about things that don't work, because we've both been married before. And, and when you get married, when you get into a relationship and get married later on in life, then that's a very different thing than being younger and coming to a serious relationship for the first time.
Our probably worst argument, our worst disagreement we ever had resulted in silence all the way through the white sands of New Mexico. And but it was resolved at the Science Fiction Museum in Roswell.
Well, no, it was the UFO Museum.
UFO Museum.
And there's a hint of the success of our relationship is that there was no disagreement that if we were in Roswell, New Mexico, we just had to go to the UFO Museum.
Okay. Oh, I do have another question. Have you guys written to each other, like written something to or about each other? Is he writers? I know you might not do that kind of writing. I don't know.
I think characters who sometimes speak somewhat like Brett have appeared in my plays.
Okay.
But not him specifically, but
yeah, I'm not.
No, I'm not really.
Not so much. I mean, we send each other practical emails. That's about
6 words.
Yeah, but but no, that's an interesting question.
It is, yeah.
And I don't know what that says, that we don't really model each other in our writings, because she's a playwright and I write fiction, and I don't know.
You write fiction? What kind of fiction?
Mostly, most of what I do is within the fancy term for it is the literature, the fantastic, science fiction, fantasy, horror, that sort of thing.
Okay. Horror, how romantic.
It is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got get a good goth thing going.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I guess in a way it's kind of good you haven't appeared, because you could be one of the people that didn't make it if there's a horror, something bad, So I'm glad that you're not in his writing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. True.
That's true. You don't want to be killing off your partner in your stories.
No, I don't think I like that idea.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Brett. Did you have something more to say?
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay. Maybe was that one of the noises, Jean?
Might have been.
Okay, I'm learning.
Happens when you get old.
Okay. Well, I'm going to introduce the whole cast. I want you guys to stay with me, because you're going to have to help me swipe right and left. Oh, I have to explain that. You guys probably haven't ever been on a dating app, right?
No.
Mercifully, no.
We do. Okay. I have heard the term swipe left and right, but I don't really know what it means.
So let me explain it. So first of all, we work from an app called Cupid Shuffle. And what happens is if someone swipes right, they see their profiles, they swipe right, it means that they like the person. And if the other person also swipes right, then they can talk, and then they can make plans. So basically it's just a way of knowing who likes you without having a conversation first. And if you get swiped left, which I think I've gotten swiped left on quite a bit, but if you get swiped left, nothing happens except it's like invisible rejection, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it's kind of tough. Anyway, what I'm going to introduce the work order, and I want you guys to help pick the right person for our work order.
Okay.
Our work order is Ezra. Ezra is 29 years old. Ezra loves tie-dye. Just obsessed with tie-dye. Oh, yeah, well, look at that. So you might get him. You might get Ezra. And Ezra really dislikes, he really dislikes when, how do I describe him? When people are like overly made up and not themselves. I guess likes authenticity. Okay, so let's see who might be a good fit for them. So we're gonna get some possible options.
Okay.
The app can be a little slow sometimes, sorry. We're working on it.
Taking a nice little selfie at the UFO Museum in Roswell, New Mexico. Picture me running from the security at the UFO Museum at Roswell, New Mexico. Picture me hiding in the rafters of the Museum of the UFO in Roswell, New Mexico. Hi, my name is Toledo Montoya, and I live in the museum, and some call me the Phantom of the UFO Museum, but I'm just Toledo.
Okay. Brett and Jean, we can decide whether we want to swipe right or left. Do you think it's a good match for Ezra?
No, left.
Swipe left.
Well,
all right, oh, too late. You can't. Some of the apps you can shake and it'll go back to the last person. But our app is not that sophisticated, so that match is a miss.
maybe we didn't understand.
No, I mean, it's no, I agree. I mean, it's one thing to visit the UFO museum. It's another thing to live there.
In the rafters.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Like a bat.
Yeah. Toledo was like a bat, and I don't know how bats mate. Anyway, let's see who else we can possibly get.
Hi, my name is Sally Joe. Picture me working late into the night on my manifesto. Picture me ignoring you when you want to have a quick conversation about what we should have for lunch. Picture me on a lonely highway, the white sands of New Mexico.
What do we think? Do you think that's a good match for Ezra?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. She seems a bit freaky, but I just have this feeling that she really benefited from having really great parents. So,
I like her backboard.
Yeah.
I think she thinks things through.
Yeah.
When I see that, I think of like a serial killer. The background.
Well, it also could be a
profiler.
A profiler.
Oh, yeah. So the good guy versus the, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'd be the type who would want to keep the household finances, so that would free up time for extra tie dyeing.
Oh, that might be appealing to Ezra. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so are we swiping right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swipe right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to come up with at least one other date, and then we'll compare dates. Okay, so we'll see if we can get another date for Ezra.
Okay.
Picture me getting a bunch of paint and throwing it around in a big old crazy circle in my living room. Picture me getting a lot of paint and putting it all over my sheets in my bed. Picture me getting paint and pouring it all over myself in hopes that a color emerges that is unique and swirling. My name is Samuel Clemens, and I am 45 years old, and I have a passion for paint going into a circle and then being on items.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say, but tell me what you think.
It's compatible with tie-dyeing.
Oh,
Colorful.
colorful. Okay.
I don't know. He seems a bit old for Ezra, but on the other hand, he might bring a certain maturity to the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes that works, right?
Sometimes. I wonder what Ezra thinks.
We're a bit stumped, I think.
Well, we don't get to know that, and that maybe
His
that's
name
why.
was his name. Oh, okay. His name
was
Samuel Clemens.
Samuel Clemens. Okay.
Yeah.
Samuel Clemens.
Which, by the sheerest coincidence, was the name of Mark Twain.
On the other hand, he might be even older than he said.
That's true.
If he's going to pour paint all over himself, who knows what he might be capable of.
Would he pour paint all over Ezra?
Yeah.
Would Ezra want him to pour paint all over?
Maybe.
Would this be a thing?
It could be.
I mean, what the young people are up to these days, I can't pretend to understand.
So maybe, it sounds like we're leaning towards swiping right.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, good. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I think I'm learning because that's what I thought too.
Well, Cupid, you're getting on target.
Yay! Okay, we're gonna see a date between Sally Joe and Ezra, and they are going to go on a double-decker bus tour.
Oh. So
yeah, you can turn yours off and we'll watch. We'll watch the date.
Sorry I disappeared there. I just wanted to peek below and see how everybody was doing on the lower half of the bus. I like to just check in to see the vibe of the situation.
You know what? I like that you want to do your own thing and you feel comfortable doing that even when we're on a date.
Yeah, of course. You got to live your life, the way you want to live it. That's what I've always said.
I always said that.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me just say, I just want to say right now that I love that you brought your murder board. Is that what it's supposed to be called? I love that you brought your murder board onto this bus.
People don't think about it, but these double-decker buses have a unique vantage point, and also London is, it is a place of eternal mystery and all kinds of conspiracy theories. I just had to keep this with me.
I've just enjoyed that you've just keep interrupting the tour guide to add more facts. I had no idea that Jack the Ripper killed one of his victims right in front of Buckingham Palace.
You know what? I felt like we kind of responded similarly to that fact.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to learn about it.
Yeah, I know. And I like that. Oh my God.
It was honestly so thrilling to see you after you gave that fact, hang the string from the Queen of England to Jack the Ripper and to be able to see your thoughts working like that.
Yeah. Look, I'm not the first person that made that connection, just the most recent.
It was amazing. And the fact that you just interrupted the tour guide just now to talk about the truly eerie connections between Prince Philip's death and this Victorian serial killer. My mind is blown. It's just blown with you all the time.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to remind you that this is a family tour. And I would really appreciate it if you would stop talking about scary things, as there are children present.
Okay, children need to know the real world too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mommy, I want to hear scary stuff.
Yeah, if I were ever to have children and raise them, I would want to expose them at an early age to some of the more grim facts of life, like my parents did for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're on the same page about child rearing, because I would definitely, if I had children, like to expose them to, yeah, real things that are happening, you know?
That's the way. Yeah, real things that are happening. Exactly. I don't want to like insulate them. I mean, all the kids on this bus should know that you know what, the Queen of England, well, she's pretty shady. That's all I have to say.
Oh
What?
man.
What a great date. What a great date. I think it went well. I think. I don't know. I'm not good at this. But we'll see another date, and maybe I'll learn more. Maybe Brett and Jean will correct me. I don't know. So our next date is Samuel Clemens. And Ezra and Samuel Clemens are going frisbee golfing.
Thank you for joining me in what I really appreciate as a sport, because it's a spherical disc that is easily paintable. I love the silence of your voice. It gives me energy.
I'm sorry. I was just
Oh.
literally speechless, because I've never seen somebody who brought paint to put on a frisbee. Like, you brought a whole new element to frolfing, and this course looks beautiful.
I know. I have to hide and be careful from the groundskeepers, but they appreciate it once they see it in its full glory, especially since, watch.
Dude, you weren't even looking, and you just hit that goal like 70 feet away, and you created a beautiful painting of my name in the arc.
Yes, it took me many years of practice to be able to get a frisbee to spin in a way that'll accurately do typeset, especially since I really wanted to go for Helvetica.
I mean, honestly, I know that's not what you're going for, but Calibri is my favorite font.
Oh yes, I adjusted because I have a few confessions. I looked up your profile on Super Profile, which is like a, you know, a place for people who love painting and also finding people's information. And I found out that you love
Calibri.
Calibri. Yeah.
So much.
I thought for a second you said Courier New, but I'm glad you said Calibri, because that's significantly easier for my spin rate, which I'm third in the nation in disc golf spelling.
I mean, honestly, I hope that if you thought I was a Courier New person, you would not have accepted this date. Those people are, and I don't say this lightly, psychopaths, and not the cool kinds.
Oh, I that's true, but I have a confession to make that this is usually the part where people just walk out on me because they're like, "Oh, you're a brutal liar." But I have to tell you that I am a little older than I say on my profile. I am not 45 years old. I am indeed 46.
Oh, I thought it was going to be significantly older than that. Usually when people lie about their age, they lie by at least a decade.
The thing is that 5, no matter what font you use, is just significantly less pleasing of a number to spell out in any context than 6. So I decided I needed to practice on the 5, and so I made myself 45 for another year longer until I perfected making the 5 so beautiful that it's always in the same category as 6.
No, I get it. And I honestly, it's been delightful getting to know you through your artwork. I mean, when you painted that picture of a giraffe to let me know that your favorite animal was a giraffe, I mean, I've never gotten to know someone in a setting so dynamic and beautiful.
Oh, yes. Can I paint on you?
What a great date! Oh, Jean and Brett, I really need your help now. I need your help. You're so
We're here.
So we got to see 2 dates. And this is the hard part of the night. We have to make a decision about who ultimately Ezra is to be with, and I'll shoot my arrow and it's forever. So no pressure. I'm sure you can do a better job than me. And last time I did this, I set up a drug deal somehow. So what do you think?
Well, love is the drug, right?
Yeah, love is the drug. That is true. But like the drug deal that I set up was it was crack cocaine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this. So anyway, let's talk about the dates. What do you think went well? What do you think didn't go well? What should we do?
Well, while font choice is always important, if I understood correctly, I'm not sure that would be a proper basis for a long-term relationship, but I could see the positives in theirs. It seemed that there was a Sally Joe, was it? Between Samuel Clemens and Sally Joe. I don't know, Cupid. I think you're going to have to decide. We have, what do you think?
Well, it's a tough choice because Ezra did such a good job of being sympathetic to both of the dates because she seemed genuinely interested in the Frisbee golf and the font and did not run screaming when the guy wanted to pour paint. Ezra did not run screaming when the guy wanted to pour paint all over this person he just met. And she seemed to be genuinely interested in Sally Joe's ravings. And it's sort of hard to think. I want to say that maybe the interest might have been a little bit more sincere with, what was her name again?
Sally Joe.
Sally Joe, but
on the other hand, I could see Samuel Clemens and Sally Joe having a lot in common.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Ezra has a true love waiting, but it may not be either of these two.
Okay, so normally I don't do this. But I think, and tell me if you agree, I think I'm gonna have them go on another date. Like I'm just gonna work my magic and we'll go see 2 more dates with the same people to see if we can get a better idea. Is that?
That sounds good.
Fine. Okay.
Excellent.
You telling me to make this decision. Like I said, I'm terrible at this. Everything I do goes wrong. I'm pretty sure my success rate is horrible. Okay. So the next date is going to be with Sally Joe. And Sally Joe and Ezra are exploring an underground tunnel.
Wow.
So which one is
Robin? I'm so amazed by the stalactites here.
That's Robin. It's Ezra.
I hear voices. Do you hear that?
Yeah, they say they say this tunnel is haunted.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's not that the tunnel is haunted. It's not that the tunnel is haunted. It's you're on a tour. You are on a tour and you're talking over me. Can you please let me tell the story?
I'm sorry. I'll just take this flag. Just take it over because I know I'm pretty certain that this tunnel is haunted by Jamie Seymour, the first queen to leave her post as Duchess and then Queen of Liechtenstein, who came here to move and start a new kingdom in this underground tunnel and died under mysterious circumstances.
You're not wrong, but once again, I'm the one who's supposed to be telling this story.
Sally Joe, I just love how you pulled out board supplies and you're already mapping the possible killers of the Duchess, then Queen of Liechtenstein.
You know what? You just like catapulted my research ahead by at least like 6 months.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I feel so great about it. And another fact, if you move here, you see this stalactite. Actually, if I pull it, it opens a doorway, and nobody knows who invented this doorway. It seems to precede the Duchess, and maybe it's aliens. Oh my goodness, you had alien cutouts with you, little alien cutouts.
You know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb here, Ezra, and say that I think that we could be a team. You know, I feel that it's not all about like the touchy feelies, lovey doveys, which I'm not saying we couldn't have, but let's face it, we're a team.
I agree, Sally Joe. I feel like what we have should start as a fact-finding mission, and maybe we'll find the truth of love along the way.
I mean, love may or may not last, but solving the greatest mysteries that like confound today's population of this planet, now that is a contribution.
If we could still find today the living Duchess and then Queen of Liechtenstein, it would be the greatest discovery of all time.
Of all time.
What a great date! What I think that seemed to go well. That seemed okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and see another date. This date is going to be with Samuel Clemens, and they're going mini golfing. Mini golfing.
Oh, I haven't been in a place with this many spinning characters in so many years. It's just it hits into some side of me that I can barely describe.
Yeah, I have enjoyed most of this date, but I do not enjoy being in mini golf jail right now.
I know I shouldn't have destroyed the alligator mouth, but to be fair, I completely forgot that everything on a course is fake, and therefore the alligator was not attacking you. I'm in it for your safety.
Okay, but you also pushed me towards the alligator first before you attacked it when you thought it was actually coming for you and not me.
Oh, that's just a strategy that's been passed down from my family for generations to defend ourselves in times we need to sacrifice in order to get away. That's how my great grandfather killed the Duchess of Liechtenstein and put her in a cave.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not? I just thought that was a very unrelated point of my past that wouldn't solicit anything. Did I do something wrong?
Your grandfather killed the Duchess, then Queen of Liechtenstein in the cave?
But of course, I mean, it was the most celebrated murder in the history of America.
The most celebrated unsolved mystery. You've been sitting on that information for so long and you never came forward.
Look, I'm painting. I'm painting like you love. Let's just focus on the things that are great. Who's that? Is someone trying to break you out of golf jail?
Sally Joe! Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry, Samuel. I'm so sorry, but what are you doing right now? What is this?
I'm just trying to think back to happier times when we were faunting around, and you know, you saved my life from that alligator. I figured that meant we were a team forever. I didn't think that confessing a famous murder mystery would do this to us.
Samuel Clemens, I'm so grateful that we got close enough that you felt like you could confess your grandfather's secrets. It means more to me than you could ever know. And maybe down the road, listen, what Sally Joe and I have right now is a partnership, and maybe love will foster around the way, but that's not for certain yet. What is certain is I just solved the mystery of the Duchess and Queen of Liechtenstein.
What a great date! Jean and Brett, console, please. Console, please. Okay, so you were there and then you were gone. Jean and Brett, come back to me, please. Oh, okay, good, you're here. So I know that it looked like the second date. It looks like Ezra made a choice, but sometimes people don't make the right choices for themselves in relationships. I know that because I make all the wrong choices in relationships. So I was just wondering, like, what do you think? Can we critique the dates and see which one you thought was best?
I think that holding Samuel Clemens responsible for his grandfather's crime would not be a good thing. On the other hand, that wasn't exactly what Ezra was doing. That it was grand, you know, that they had. It seemed that Ezra is more interested in solving problems, in achieving goals.
Yeah, I mean, it was very clear to be at first when he started talking about that Ezra was reacting along the lines of, this is some kind of freak and I got to get out of here. But then as soon as Ezra put the two and two together and said, oh, now I have solved a mystery, well, then things seem to mellow out a little bit.
Yeah.
It does seem to me that interestingly, Samuel, both dates were out doing these sort of leisure activities, whereas with Sally Joe, both dates were essentially during I don't know, on tours, on going to cave, going to on the bus. So that would indicate maybe two different directions that the respective relationships would go into. I know I'm overthinking this, but since that's what I do for a living, it's kind of hard to stop.
I mean, I'm listening to you. I'm
the
learning.
Alligator situation.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, who destroys an alligator?
Or who throws their date in front of them, going after the alligator.
Yeah, and I know how traumatic those kind of golf places can be, because
scary.
I grew up near North Myrtle Beach, so I know all about miniature golf courses.
Oh,
they're treacherous.
Oh, they're worse than clowns.
Oh, I mean, I've done mini golf before and it didn't feel threatening, but I'm going to trust you. Maybe that wasn't a good date venue. Did I pick the wrong place?
You've got alligators, you've got pirate ships, you've got giant skulls. Oh, come on.
Oh.
I'm getting back to what we're here to do. In some ways, I think the possibility of passion is there more with Samuel Clemens, whereas the future of the partnership with Sally Joe is important too. But I don't know, maybe passion trumps a partnership, and just because your partner threw you into an alligator, is even a fake alligator, is not the worst thing that could happen.
Well, Sally Joe seems to think that love is fleeting, but paranoia endures, and there may be something.
Yeah, you guys have given me a lot to think about. But ultimately, I need you to make the choice, because I'm failing at this.
Oh, no, you haven't failed.
No.
Samuel Clemens.
Yeah.
Samuel Clemens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he also seemed he seemed regretful about his miscalculation with the alligator.
Yeah.
Seemed like he genuinely wanted to improve. Sally Joe, I'm wondering what her real potential for growth is.
Okay. So are we sure, or do we need to see another date?
I think we're.
Well,
I mean, if I don't know. I mean, I enjoy eavesdropping on people's private lives as much as anyone. So, you could see another date, but I'm not sure.
If you have the time, we're quite happy up here in Vermont.
I mean, the cat's still asleep, so it's fine.
So long as the cat is sleeping, I wouldn't want to interrupt that. So because I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of debating, and it didn't feel like a clear choice.
I think that the next
someone might be attacked. I'll have to think about where someone might be attacked. So that we set them up on the right kind of date to see if it's. I mean, I don't want anyone to die.
There's a fine line between passion and aggression.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, well, we'll see. Our first date is going to be with Sally Joe, and they are going to an album release party.
Do you listen to a lot of Momo? I'm sorry. I should say I listen to a lot of Bobo. I didn't know if you were just coming to this album release party because I listen to a lot of Momo, or whether or not you also have an interest in Momo.
I am interested in Momo. What few people realize is that Momo has a 3-step degree of separation from Ted Bundy.
Oh.
Not very many people know that.
Oh, they do? I had no idea. I see you brought your board again. It's so amazing to. I had no idea that
just me walking around not knowing. Oh,
Samuel!
Oh my God! What are you doing here?
I'm here because I love Bobo. They're my favorite band, and apparently they're related to Ted Bundy, which is a whole other mystery that I've yet to get into.
And you're here with Saliford Josephine?
Yes, we're hanging out. Okay.
In what?
Samuel, Sally Joe. I feel like
I thought we were an item that has had some fraught images of things, such as, when we left the golf course, I destroyed a car with a golf club just out of fear. But I thought we were on a good plan. I didn't think you were actually going to go on another date with Saliford.
Okay, we were clear on where we left our relationship, and again, Sally and I aren't clear where our relationship is. It is a partnership, so Sally will be in my life for a very long time, but whether or not we find love through that partnership is a big TBD, Samuel.
You mean to be duel?
Samuel, why do you have dueling pistols right now?
What a great date! Oh, Jean, Brett. Jean, Brett. I guess we just saw Samuel Clemens do something violent.
We were perplexed because we could not see Sally Joe on our computer so and then we were a little worried about Samuel's background too. Does he have a stalker himself? We don't want to put Ezra in any danger.
Yeah. Also, what's up with the whole Cousin It homage? Okay.
No. Yeah, what's under there? What's under the hair?
The hair is.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna line them up, okay? We're gonna line them up, and we're gonna make a decision. And by us making a decision, I mean you guys are gonna make a decision because you guys are great at this.
Okay.
Let's see them both on. No, you can stay on.
Okay.
We just need Sally Joe and Samuel Clemens to join us again. Okay.
Sally Joe.
So which one do you think stays? Which one is Ezra's love?
Sally Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what the worst part.
I keep coming back to the alligator.
Yeah, I guess.
And the hair.
And that's not just my childhood trauma.
Okay.
Seriously, this show was terrifying.
Oh no. Yeah. Samuel got ghosted. He got ghosted, which means that he got ignored. And yeah, it's just
we didn't ignore him. We rejected him. That's different.
Oh, well. That's well.
Samuel, remember, if your person is 1 in a million, that means there are over 300 more just like him in the United States alone.
Oh, well, maybe he'll sign up again, and you guys can help me set up another date for him.
Yeah. I mean, Sam, you might have to travel. You might have to travel very far, but there's somebody out there for you.
Okay. All right. That's hearing you say that is very comforting. So Sally Joe and Ezra forever. So I'm glad that I thank you so much for being here. I don't think I learned a thing. I tried, but it's not because of you. I still don't know what I'm doing. But I wanted to let you know, if you are interested in improv, you'd probably be better at it than I am. You can take.
No.
Oh, anyway, you could take workshops. And highwireimprov.com is where you'll find out the listing of workshops, and they have shows almost every single night of the week. So if you should watch shows if you like, and that's one of the best ways to learn about them. Yeah. Okay. Well, right. I want to go ahead.
No, just thank you for having us.
Oh, you guys were wonderful. Thank you very much. I guess we're going to go ahead and say good night. But thank you again, and
good night.
Check out highwireimprov.com. Bye.